From what I can tell, most of the folks out there on the internet haven't given a flying fuck what I've been up to for the last 10 years. So maybe you'll enjoy a review of, programming on the box. Keep in mind, this came out a while ago. I'm on the Drinker Recommends channel because he's praising this shit for some reason. It's hit or miss with what he likes, and the same applies to everybody else, but just the same. These are my thoughts on Flanagan's Midnight Mass. So I said Flanagan's projects, more often than not, are divisive soapboxes in place to condition the masses. To prove this point, early on, and this is the fall of Usher, or the fall of the House of Usher, is essentially an LGBT commercial. Everybody and their fucking grandmother is gay in that. Back to point, and I didn't mention it in here, but the nurse is gay because you gotta have a gay character. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but you don't gotta fucking put it in every single goddamn thing. Back to point. Midnight Mass is a bait and switch. Oh, look, we're following a strong male, and I should say protagonist. I'll have to change that. There's going to be a character arc. You're expecting it to go somewhere because that's what's what. Yeah, but then, sorry, Charlie, the gal he always dug had a miscarriage, which is a big fucking deal. I get that. But the way it's pigeonholed into this is shit, in my humble opinion. I said, I imagine to tell the viewers that she's gone through things. And again, it's pigeonholed into this. And then, surprise, she's going to be propped up as the quote unquote hero of this piece. Aspects of this series, if you can call it that, being that it's only 7 episodes long, aspects were enjoyable. Some of it is. Some of it's not absolute garbage, but as a whole, it's shit storytelling. Sadly, the show is predictable from the start. Episode 1, you could tell where it was fucking going. And based on who wrote it, it was pretty clear that the dude wasn't gonna fucking make it, and they were going to let the gal lead the show. I shit you not. Maybe it's also because, Flanagan's banging her, but what do I know? Where am I at? I'm off script again. I said, and the lazy script cheated moments that otherwise could have been beautiful. Take the parallel between Flanagan's real-life love interest and the bait-and-switch male, and it should say protagonist, but I fucked that up. I flipped things in my head. When they discuss death. There is a scene where the dude and the gal are on a couch, and they're talking about what do you think happens when you die? And it has a lot of potential. It could be good. It's also another moment where you're like, yeah, they're gonna kill him off. They're just gonna kill him off. And that could have resonated too if they fucking did something with it. But basically, how should I put it? You're just waiting for it to happen. It's gonna happen. It's not a moment. It's not a fucking moment. You know that's what he's gonna do. Either way. Maybe some people don't, because people aren't terribly bright these days. Yeah, so I said, you can think of the way George Lucas writes lines, and that what was coming out of the character's mouth, and maybe it should say mouths, felt as phony as Elon Musk's hairpiece. The final scene was so damn jarring. So towards the end, they parallel that death scene when the girl's dying. And just listening to her rattle this shit off, she's also promoting atomism and a bunch of other flowery fucking crap. And if she was just speaking from the heart, if it sounded like, okay, you know how people praised Quentin Tarantino, even though I think some of his scripts are still shit, for knocking out dialogue that sounds human. It sounds like people are in the moment and actually rattling this shit off so that you can soak up the piece. You can get invested. You can lose yourself in it because it's supposed to be entertainment. That's the opposite of what happens, in my opinion. Yeah. So I said it was jarring. Granted, I'm sure modern day audiences probably loved it because people have praised this. I made myself sit through it just to see why after going through the fall of the House of Usher. Yeah, I'm not impressed, clearly. To drive home this point about the script being absolutely lazy and utter trash, nothing poignant, and I never say that word right, was stated in the end. The little girl in the boat said, "I can't feel my legs. Roll the credits." And that's how this fucking shitty show ended. It baffles me. It just baffles me. Either way. I did say, if you sat through my rant, I appreciate you doing so. So many opportunities in here were missed. It just felt like fucking filler. Flanagan does this as well, where you just get episodes where it just drags fucking donkey balls and it goes nowhere. I had a couple examples, but now I can't think of them offhand. If you guys sit through this, maybe you'll pick up what I'm putting down. It's not quality writing, it's lazy. The other thing I've picked up on in Flanagan's lazy as fuck scripts is you'll get two characters rattling off the same expression or using the same word, which means somebody didn't proofread that shit and think about it. As always, what the fuck do I know? If you haven't checked out the Critical Drinker or Drinker Recommends is usually how it will pop up otherwise, he's pretty enjoyable. Some of the stuff he's reviewed I think is pretty spot on, but other times I feel like he watched one too many Van Damme movies growing up, as did I, but I think he thought they were really good.